Well, good evening, welcome to another video. You can see behind me a gorgeous view from up here. I'm in my little home patch again. I'm going to be a little bit arty tonight. I'm going to try and be a bit arty with my 6x6 film camera. But first of all, I want to talk about something that's come my way. Now, I don't do a lot of review videos, mostly because a lot of the stuff I get asked to review is things that I wouldn't normally use, and it's hard to get behind something that you don't kind of use. But every now and then something comes my way, and recently I've been contacted by a company called Neewer. Now, Neewer make all kinds of stuff. They make LED lighting, they make stuff for the Osmo Pocket 3, they do all kinds of stuff. A lot of stuff I've bought in the past from Neewer, a lot of electronic stuff. It's been pretty good. So when they came to me, they've asked me to actually go through a travel tripod. And I've got that here. It's the Neewer LT07. Now, I know that travel tripods aren't that exciting, but I like gear. And like I said, when this came my way, I thought I'd give it a try because it's something that comes in very useful for me. I use a travel tripod, but I've found that in the past that pretty much I've tried about 3 or 4 different ones, and every one I've had so far, it's either not high enough, or it's not sturdy enough, or both. Whereas when this one was sent to me, this kind of changed the game a bit, so I thought I'd review this one tonight and tell you all about it. So what's different about this tripod? Well, first and foremost, it's the build quality. It's pretty good. It's aluminium, but it's not heavy. It weighs about 1.33 kilograms, and the maximum weight it'll hold is 10 kilograms. Now, I'm going to use it tonight with my Bronica and my 80mm lens on the Bronica. Now, that weighs in just under 2 kilograms. Now, it's got a standard sort of makeup of this. You've got a centre column, extendable legs. You've got an Arca Swiss type plate on the top. Now, this does actually come out, and you can, because it's Arca Swiss type, you can sort of use your existing Arca Swiss type plates on the cameras. So I tend to use a wider plate on the Bronica. I also used L brackets for my 35mm stuff, so I can kind of shoot in portrait format as well, so it does fit. But it does come in with a handy little detachable plate there. Now, with a travel tripod, you want to travel with it. I often use it, like I say, as a secondary tripod, but it's got to be compact, it's got to be packable, and this thing is compact and packable. It's about 52 centimetres closed as it is now. It also extends up to just under 157 centimetres. Now, I'm 6'2", so it doesn't go to my full head height, but it definitely comes up to, enough to kind of take a picture with. Whereas a lot of travel tripods I've tried in the past just aren't high enough. Leg locks are pretty standard design, but they're nice and fluid action on them as well, and they're pretty solid. You've got rubber feet on the end of each leg, which gives it a nice base. It's a very quick setup. Now, like I say, that is the height, which is just up to my chest height, which isn't too bad at all. And then with the centre column raised as well, again, you're up to pretty much head height. So it's plenty big enough for me. So again, I've removed the quick release plate that it comes with. I've got a wider plate on the Bronica. So again, just slip that in there. Standard Arca Swiss style fitting on the top, and hey presto. Now, with my Bronica film camera, I compose using this chimney hood finder. So this is a perfect height for me. I would quite happily shoot with this, which I'm going to demonstrate later on. It's sturdy enough. Like I say, the height wise it's great. I have got that extra if I need the extra height. I've also got extra height there as well, but like I said, with this particular camera I can pretty much look down through at a comfortable level, and it's nice and sturdy. Now it also comes with a swappable centre column. So basically, if you shoot macro, if you want a like a low level shot, you basically undo the hook on the bottom of the centre column, which is handy for hanging your bag off. Take that centre column out, basically pop that back in, screw that up, and then basically you've got these quick release leg locks here. Nice design with a spring in them. You can basically just push them out to whatever angle you want. So as you can see, right down at floor level, it's quite handy. It goes practically down to the floor, especially with my film camera where I look down through the chimney waist level finder. It's quite handy. Now there's a couple of little things that kind of attracted me to this tripod. Very simple things, but they make a huge difference. One is the actual release knob for the ball head on the tripod. This can be angled, whereas you pull it out, you can actually angle it at any sort of desired position. But it's very, very easy to use, very quick and very secure. The other thing is it comes with a phone holder. Now that might seem a little bit gimmicky, but especially because I shoot with film quite a bit, I often use my mobile phone in a couple of different apps, one of them being a reciprocity timing app. So let's talk about price. Now the price is around £120, £119.99, available from various places. Now I'm going to put a link in the description below. Like I said at the start of the video, I don't review stuff that I don't believe in. Now this tripod is very good, I must admit. You know, I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and really pleased with it. It's very simple, but they say these little touches that I mentioned just now make it very usable. So for me, it's a great bit of kit, and it will be coming everywhere with me from now on. Okay, so I've told you a bit about this tripod. I'm going to go and put it into practice. As you can see, nice and compact on the camera bag, ready to go. Now I mentioned earlier that I'm going to get a bit arty tonight. Well, that's the plan. Now I'm heading just down behind me here. There's a field, and it's got this, I don't know whether it's barley or wheat or what it is. Wheat, I think. It's got that in the field, and the plan is I want to use a long exposure, and I want all the barley or the wheat blowing around. There's a lovely tree in that field. Now I want the tree to be completely still and static, with everything kind of moving around it. It's the tree's actually inset in the field, and it's surrounded by this wheat, so it should look quite nice. The only thing is, which you wouldn't believe this, but all the times I go out and I think, oh God, I wish it wasn't so windy. But tonight I actually want wind, and there isn't any. So there is a slight breeze, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. So I'm going to get down there and check it out and see what's happening. Worst case scenario, I'll have to come back and reshoot, but let's go and see what happens down there, and see if we've got any wind at the bottom. It's quite close to the coast here, so you never know, might be lucky. So I'm keeping it nice and simple tonight. Got the Bronica with the 80mm lens, and I'm shooting Ilford Delta 100. Got a nice tight crop on this tree with the just the tips of the barley at the foreground. So it's looking quite nice. There's a little bit more of a breeze built up, which is good. Please excuse any traffic noise behind me. I'm on an A road at the moment, so it's not busy, but got the occasional car going through. Now annoyingly, I've got this fence here, but the actual foreground itself, the bit I'm most interested in is this kind of section here to be my foreground, and this is where the movement is, and obviously beyond and a little bit in the tree, but it's this that I want to show in movement. Okay, film's loaded. I'm rushing because the sun's disappearing behind a tree line at the moment. So I'm going to take some readings off the lit grass just down past the tree. I'm shooting at f/22. So it's giving me, the light's fading fast, 15th of a second. So I'm basically using a polarizer for the first shot. So it's basically going to be as is with very little movement. I then plan to add a 6-stop filter, which is going to create lots of movement. And like I said earlier, it's getting a bit arty-farty with this, because I want the tree to be static with all this kind of movement around it, especially in the foreground. So 15th, 8th, quarter of a second to allow for my polarizer. Let's just double check focus. That's all good. This first shot was taken more for like a comparison shot, really. Nice picture, a little bit too tight on the composition. The polarizer's added some nice contrast to the shot, and there's also a little bit of movement, but not nearly as much as I wanted. Okay, so I have my filter holder on. So every now and then there's a little bit of a breeze that comes up, which I think with the 6-stop should create the effect I'm after. It's a shame that it's not blowing a gale, but there you go. So we're in reciprocity territory now, because I've still got the 6-stop filter on the polarizer. I'm getting a base reading 1/8 of a second, f/22. Now if I go into my reciprocity app, you can see I've got it on the tripod here, which is quite handy. Dial in 8 seconds, it gives me 13 seconds. So I flip that mirror up, wait for the cars to go by, and then I can start my timer. And like I say, hands free with this as well, it's great. Excellent. Adding the ND64 6-stop filter has definitely increased the movement with a longer exposure. Still not enough though. I was hoping for a bit more wind on this particular occasion, but it just wasn't happening. You can see it's caught the movement in the foreground, but in the background and the tree itself, just not enough movement, which is a shame. So I waited around, but it just wasn't happening. Now compositionally, I gave the tree a little bit more space, stood back a little bit more on this composition, so it's got a bit more breathing space, and I think that's improved it. As nice as this shot is, it's not doing it for me. I wanted some movement, so I've been checking my weather app. Now Saturday morning, I think I might return at dawn, so obviously the light's going to be in a different direction, but the wind forecast is good for Saturday morning, so I think I'm going to return. Well, I'm back a couple days later, changed the costume, very similar conditions, same position, same place, but we've got some wind. Not a lot, but a lot more than there was the other night, so I think this should be pretty good. So yeah, we've got a little bit more wind tonight, believe it or not. Every now and then over here get a breeze come through, so all this starts to sort of like wash around and move. And again in the foreground here, you can see now it's moving around, and what I want is that kind of swishing around all over the whole scene, just to try and get a nice long exposure. So I've added the red filter now, so it's bringing my base exposure to 30 seconds, which with reciprocity brings it to 1 minute and 12 seconds. Might be a bit overkill, but we shall see. Adding the red filter on top of my ND filter and the polarizer increased the exposure time to over a minute. Now, was that overkill? I don't know. I think it's created more of what I had in mind. I could have done with a little bit more blur in the background, but there's more in the foreground and the tree itself, which is kind of what I was after. And also the trunk of the tree is nice and sharp, which is what I wanted, kind of to make it stand out from the background. And again, compositionally, a bit more space for the tree, and the light was different. This was the second day that I went back, so it's a lot more lighter, a lot more harsher shadows. Well, that was fun. Finished the roll off now, so we shall see if they come out. So would I use this tripod on a regular basis? That's the question. Yes, I think I will. I don't think, to be honest, I'll use it as my main tripod, purely because I use so many different camera systems, mainly with my film cameras. Got a panoramic camera, obviously the 6x6, and my digital options. This is definitely going to be my secondary tripod. I'll use it for my vlogging setup, to hold my Osmo Pocket 3, and I'll also use it when I'm travelling as well. It's proved its worth tonight for this shoot, because it's holding this camera. It's very steady, so I wouldn't have any qualms about using it with this system. This is a lot heavier than my 35mm system, so again, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't use it for that. So yeah, it's great bit of kit. So I'm going to get packed up now, go back and develop this film and see what we've got. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and please join me on the next one.